ready. Microphone check. 1, 2. Elite Whale, what's poppin'? Dang, I got hiccups, man. Oh, thank you very much for that hydrate. Cheers. Dang, hiccups, man. All right, think I'm ready. Daily problem. Ooh, easy. I like easies. David 197610. What's happening? Welcome. Maximum product of 2 digits. You are given a positive integer n. Return the maximum product of any 2 digits in n. Note, you may use the same digit twice if it appears more than once in n. Alright, should we do this? Let's do it. Let's just store all the digits. So n mod 10 would be the rightmost digit in the number, and then we divide it by 10 to go on to the next digit. And I guess let's push back that digit. And then I'll just do an n squared. Well, I guess I don't know if we could call this n squared, but size squared. I'll do like a double for loop. So I guess we can say j equals I plus 1 here. And then we'll say if I equals j, just continue, because that's not allowed. And then we'll just remember the maximum answer. So I'll set this to 0 initially, and then I'll say digits I times digits j. There we go. Try to submit. Easy daily problem. I was also thinking of using we want a more efficient solution? Come on, man. Alright. Let's try and make it more efficient instead of this thing. I guess what we could do, if we wanted more efficient, I would just, alright, let's, instead of doing this crazy stuff, I will do, let's see, maybe I can do a frequency count of the digits. So instead of pushing back, what I'll do is increment that frequency, and then maybe I want to just iterate. I don't know how to do this part, man. I'm trying to say from I equals to 9. What am I trying to say, man? I don't know how to do this part nicely, so I'll just make 2 variables, one called num1 and one called num2. And then I'm iterating through, and I'm gonna say, man, this is some garbage code though, but I'm trying to say if the frequency of I is greater than equal to 2, I should probably just return I times I. Let me think this through. I'm just trying to collect two numbers, man. How can I do that easily? Alright, maybe I'll just have a vector. How about that? Biggest. Maybe I'll erase this. Man, how are we gonna do this? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go like this. Alright, if I don't like how this is coded, but I think it will work. Liquid draft. Thank you, or liquid raft. Thank you very much for the hydrates. Cheers. Alright, this way I am just counting all the digits and then going from the biggest digit to the smallest digits until I get 2 of them. But I think we could probably still do better than this. Dang, look at that, man. I can't even get it right. What are they talking about here, man? Oh, I guess this should be like Leet whale, this is not great. This is not great. Pushback I, yeah, that's what I meant to do, man. Alright, that also works. I guess there is a way to do it all within this while loop. I guess, right? But I think this is good enough for now, man. There's a way to do that. Yeah, I'd do that with maybe like either a priority queue or something else. I guess we can think like if we saw 2 9s, we should just return 81 because nothing will be more than that. But I don't want to get too crazy with this problem, you know? Or we could just remember the top 2. Hey, Samir, what's happening? We can also... Alright, let me do it by remembering the top 2. I'm gonna say first big and second big. Alright, let me erase this and then we'll just go for the top 2 biggest numbers that we see. So, alright, if this digit is bigger than the first biggest, then we should just replace the first biggest with the digit. But if this digit is equal to the first biggest, then we should pretty much like move it into second place. Wait, if it's bigger than the first digit becomes that, but then the second biggest becomes the first biggest, right? If it's equal to the first biggest, then the second biggest becomes the digit. And then if it's bigger than the second digit, or the second biggest, then also second big is the digit. Alright, I think this might work. Steven Sagaball, what's poppin'? And Mr. Love Pickle, no B updates, man. But I found out one of my neighbors has a beehive in their basement. So maybe like the bees really love these houses around here. Murdered his child? Nah, what are you talking about, man? It's not my direct neighbor. It's like my neighbor down the street, you know? It's actually my cousin, not just my neighbor. Alright, there you go. Daily problem solved 3 different ways. Alright, here we go. Samir, how you been doing, man? You've been grinding that LeetCode, man. That's something I've noticed. You're on that crazy grind. And Gons Y9, thank you very much for the follow. Are you taking a contest? I don't take contests. I don't even know why I ask people if they're taking a contest anymore, because I feel nobody takes the contest like they used to. However, the numbers keep rising. Like, look at that, 40,000 people taking the contest, but of all the people I know, no one's really taking it anymore. So I don't know what to make of that. I'm not grinding like I once did. Are you slowing down your LeetCode grind for a particular reason, or are you just tired of it? Like, were you grinding to find a job? Or what? I don't really even know. Alright, what do you guys say, man? Should I just start a virtual contest? I need to buy a car. I'm too indecisive. Hey, Steven Sagaball, you've been trying to buy a car for at least a year that I know of, man. If you trying to buy a car for a year and you haven't bought one yet, you probably don't need a car, man. I'm gonna tell you that. Just working on a personal project right now. Bumping. What kind of project? No, I don't need one. That's what makes it hard. But I should, to enjoy life and go out. Wait, priorities change? Wait. Now your project is your #1 priority, is what you're saying. So, alright, Steven Sagaball, if you had a car, you think you'd go out more? You think that's go out where? Is that what's stopping you from going out? Is not having a car? I have a car, and I don't go anywhere, man. Rent a car. Yeah, I'd say go rent a car, man. Uber to my gym is $100 one way. Why is your gym so far? It's not as good as Type Blazer. Hey, you never told me what it was though, Samir. Type Blazers. I need to work on that, man. I haven't worked on it in a minute. Only 20-30 minutes away. Buy a car? That is a lot, man. You should be looking at a gym that's around the corner from your house, man. I'd say, yeah, you might as well just buy some gym equipment. Like, whatever you do at the gym, just buy that equipment. Oh, you need a pool. Robotic simulator. That's bumping. Well, wait, you're telling me right now that you spend $100, $200 every time you want to go to the gym, and you do that frequently. Is that what I'm hearing from you, Steven Sagiball? Man, that's crazy. You gotta that is crazy, man. I've never heard of something crazier than that. The only way that I could like reason with that is if you were like a multi-millionaire in like deep in the double digits, you know. But man, even then, $200 just to go swimming, man, it's crazy talk. If I live next to it, I go every day. Sounds like you gotta move then. But I don't know how people here feel about cars. I don't like to spend money on cars, man. But I'm not at the age where I try to look cool anymore. If you were that rich, you'd buy a car in a heartbeat. Yeah, you just buy a chauffeur, man. I like to spend bare minimum on a car. I like to buy cars that are also old and reliable. I target cars maybe around, I don't know, at least 10 years old. If it ain't 10 years old or older, then that car is probably too ballin' for my tastes. I don't think having like a fancy car improves your quality of life, you know. Anyways, of all the cars I've had, I think, let me try and count them real quick. I've had at least 6 or 7 cars, 7 or 8 cars maybe in my life. I don't think any of them cost more than $3,000 US, man. That's the type of cars that I like. I can't just rent a car because I would need to buy a spot at my apartment. They do have Zipcar. Yeah, it sounds like a car is gonna complicate stuff at your apartment, man. But if you've been thinking about buying a car for that long, just buy one, man. Alright, here we go. What if I buy a car and want to move back to Colorado? Man, you drive it back or you sell it. One of the two. Alright, the last contest was 503. We're gonna do whichever one. 183 and 502 and 501. Too many imaginary problems, yeah. But that's how it is sometimes for some people. But I think you gotta just decide to either buy the car or not buy the car, because you've been talking about this for far too long. Alright, here we go. Rusty Hots, what's poppin'? I used to have the same view on cars until I bought a newer car with 18,000 miles on it. Man, I think even if I bought a car that was like $30,000, $40,000, I think I'd still feel like, dang, I could have done so much more with my money from a car that I only drive to the grocery store, you know? What if you buy a car, buy a spot at your condo, and then you get a rear end and lose a car? Yeah. Alright, let me do Q1, and then we'll talk to Steven Sagaball more about the car situation. And Rusty Hots, what are you saying that now you think it's worth it to spend on, I don't know how much, like $20,000 on a car? Alright, minimum swaps to move zeros to end. You are given an integer array nums. In one operation, you can choose any two distinct indices, I and j, and swap nums I and nums j. Return an integer denoting the minimum number of operations required to move all zeros to the end of the array. Alright, I can do this. This is like that. There's a problem I've done like this before. But let's do this by, I'm going to iterate from the end to the beginning, and here, I'll try and explain real quick. I'm iterating, what the heck? I'll start from the end, so at this position, and I'll say, no. Does it matter where I start? Can I start from this side or that side? Alright, so I'll start from the left side. Maybe it doesn't matter. If I encounter a 0, I just swap it with I and then n minus 1 minus zeros. So this is a 0, so I'll swap it with this 12, and I increment my zeros count, and I go to the next. This is not a 0, so I don't do anything. This is a 0, so I swap it with n minus 1 is the last, minus 1 0, so we're at this index, and then that's it. So let me try and implement that. So should I just do that? Can I do that? Wait. Should I just count all the zeros if they're not at the end? Hold on. Now I'm wondering if I should go from n minus 1 to the beginning instead. I don't know what I'm thinking, man. Alright, let me just code up some junk. So if this is a 0, then I'm swapping. But what if it's like... Alright, what's going through my mind right now is I don't want to do any unnecessary swaps. So if this number is already at the end, I don't want to count that, right? So if it's a 0 and I is less than that, then we can swap it, maybe. N minus 1 minus zeros. Yeah. But then how do I deal with the counts? I think I'm overthinking some things, man. I might be, I don't know. I'm trying not to hit the run button, but let me see. Let me see if this works. 2 1 0. I'm not fully convinced. Maybe I should make like some test cases. Let me see. I'm probably just gonna send it though. Alright, see, look, nah, good thing I didn't send it because this is a bug. So maybe I should count my zeros like after. And my suspicions, man. Hepta 5, what's poppin'? Oh, look at that one. That one is 0. That's right, that's right. That one is 1. That one is, should I send it now? I don't want to get a wrong answer on Q1, but who cares? It's just Jesus. I knew I was gonna get. I didn't have a good feeling, but I sent it anyways. I didn't even test examples. I want to say it's 2. Oh, I see. That's because you just swap this one to the end. Dang, so maybe I do go from left to right. Man, this is just a Q1 and I'm struggling out here. It should really just be however many zeros. I think I'm overcomplicating it, man. I'm gonna do something easier because I already got a wrong answer and I don't want to get embarrassed anymore. So I'm gonna do I'm just gonna count the zeros. Talking about cars got me distracted, man. So I count my zeros and then I'm just going to iterate from the last one. How do I do this? N minus 1 minus zeros. If num's I is not equal to 0, increment my answer. I think this should work. 2, still not working. So maybe, shit. So I have 2 zeros. Maybe this has to be greater than. Alright, that's 1. That's 1. Alright, I'm gonna send again. Hopefully it's right. Because Jesus Christ. Becca Betts, what's happened? You had it right, I just don't know what the bug was. No, I had a bug in there for sure. So I decided to do it an easier way. Or a cleaner way, I guess. With less edge cases. Alright, hold on. Let me see what y'all saying, man. Hepta 5. Quitting Salesforce this week? Man. I'm happy for you, I think. You've been talking about how you wanted to quit Salesforce for like 3 years, man. Congrats. Congrats. Hopefully Apple is gonna be nice for you. I have to work that grinder, yeah. Wait, let me see. Rusty Hot's what you're saying. Honda Civic. Yeah, I see. That's the type of car I like. I worked for many startups over the years, couldn't do it anymore, had the opportunity to work at a big tech and decided against it. Now I'm building my own stuff, about to release something. Hopefully I'll make it, chat. Dang, Mr. Love Pickle, what are you building? You gotta tell us. I hate big tech so damn much. I will probably hate Apple as well, but just gonna do 4 years and then retire. Oh, also they changed up interviews at Salesforce. No more LeetCode for mid-level or higher. You just get a computer and vibe code stuff. Apple, I got all system design and debugged code, vibe coded some things as well. Does Apple ask LeetCode? Probably not that high up, huh? Little Tiny, welcome to the party. Thanks. So Salesforce only asks LeetCode for entry level now. Interesting. All right, here we go. Q2. Probably high enough level that I don't get LeetCode anymore. Yeah. I would imagine at that level. Entry level doesn't exist at Salesforce anymore? What do you mean? I guess, right? I completed DSA in only C. That's a very great achievement, I'd say. Because C doesn't have a lot of things that you need. So I guess if you actually did all that data structures in C, I would imagine that means you have implemented like most of the standard library for C++, like vectors, priority queues, sets, or whatever, unordered maps. And I think that knowledge is very, very valuable, perhaps. To like know how those things work under the hood. Entry level at big tech is extinct. I haven't seen those in a while. Maybe only Amazon. I hear what you're saying, but I think when I left Google, there's a lot of L3s, but they were mostly, I'd say most of the L3s I met got jobs because they're returning interns. Like they got a return offer through their internship. I only met one L3 who was an industry hire. Like they had a job before and they got hired through like the regular job application process and not like an returning intern. Entry level is only through intern. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. There's a lot of L3s, but if you didn't get an internship with that company, I think it's like the odds are against you, it seems. All right, here we go. Q2, minimum operations to make array modulo alternating, part 1. You are given an integer array nums and an integer k. In one operation, you can increase or decrease any element of nums by 1. An array is called modulo alternating if there exist two distinct integers, x and y, such that for every even index I, nums I mod k is equal to x. For every odd index I, nums I mod k equal y. Return the minimum number of operations required to make nums modulo alternating. So k equals 3 in this example. Okay. I think we can do this one. First thing is, what is k? So k is what we're modding by. So that means x and y must be from 0 up until k, or less than k. So how do we know if there's two numbers? I guess what we can do is how do we decide those two numbers, man? Alright, nums length. I guess we could brute force this, but I don't. It's only 100. Not brute force. I guess we could. No, we don't need to do that, man. What we need to do is, I don't know yet. I think we gotta go through each number and mod it by k to see what the mods actually are, and then from there it's just trying to figure out two numbers that are nice. I'm creating a digital identity management platform which includes real phone numbers, email, aliasing, password manager, contact control, and a bunch of other specific features, most of it being zero knowledge. I don't even collect your email address. Interesting. I'm so down bad. What you talking about, man? Down bad where? Why? Alright, here we go for how close are you, Mr. Love Pickle? Done like 30K in stocks. I don't know why I laugh. I laugh because I saw Mr. Love Pickle's comments about that could have been a car. Hey, stocks go up, stocks go down, man. Hang on tight unless you got some crazy things, you know. I'd say the way I look at stocks, and I'm not like a guru or anything, man, is I like to pick companies. I mean, yeah, you do the whole index fund thing with maybe a good portion of your money, but I like to pick individual stocks as well. So maybe I have like half my money in index funds and maybe like the other half in individual stocks. And I try and think of companies that I think are still gonna be around in 20 years or so. And I pick like a handful, maybe like 4, 5, 6 of them. And I just buy those and then forget about it, man. Maybe every few years you adjust or something, or if crazy news comes out, maybe you adjust sometimes. But if you have faith that those companies are going to be around in 20 years, then you're probably going to be all right, man. Market going down further. Nexus returns. Welcome to the party. Yeah, nobody knows what will happen. There's always a chance that happens. Laugh at your pain? No, I'm not laughing at your pain, man. I'm assuming that they just use CNC machines? What? Oh. Been in beta with friends and family for the past 3 months. Got all my some type of certs approval so I can operate as a telecom company in Canada land. Bumping. I'm polishing a few things, but I'd like to launch early access by the end of next month. Very cool. Muhammad, what's happened? Just completed Excel? What does that mean? Stocks aren't even valued for what they are these days. I don't know what that means. But anyways, let's take these mods real quick. So wait, what am I saying? Nums I mod K. You gotta finish Q1. Q1? What are you talking about, Steven Sagiball? I already did Q1. Alright, so we have our mods. Now we have to figure out 2 numbers. So even indices needs to be a certain number, and odd indices need to be a certain number. So how are we gonna do that? Want to talk about the car? What do you want to talk about the car? What are we talking about cars, man? CRTC is the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission. I did not know that. And I am in Canada. Alright. How much should Steven Sagiball pay for a car? I think he should not pay more than 10K for a car. But who knows? Are they the ones that check whether you have enough Canadian content? What? They do that? Icy Black Deep, what's happening? Kind of want to buy a $30,000 car. 30K seems crazy to me, but I have a very different mindset when it comes to cars. 25K? Mr. Love Pickle says you should go and buy it, Steven Sagiball. I think you can afford a $30,000 car, man. For sure you can. Alright, how are we gonna do this? We're trying to say we need to pick some number that all the X indices are that, or all the even indices we can move to that. Man, there's only 100 though. Should I? Let me see. 100 times. I think I can just. I'm just gonna brute force, man. All right, here we go. Gargolma, what's happening? 3K for a car is BIS. I don't know what BIS means. Then I have to deal with salesman. What do you mean you gotta deal with them, man? You just go tell them you wanna buy this and buy it. Best in slot, yeah. Yeah, I think 3K for a car is the answer, man. Or 3, maybe up to 5K, I'd say, for a car. Which keyboard are, oh shit, which keyboard am I using? It's a Bubble 75. I'm scared of it breaking down on highway. Man, it's not gonna break down, man. Probably it would break down before you get on the highway, and you should probably, whichever car you buy, if it has like less than a, all right, depends on the car. If you're buying like a Korean car or a Japanese car, like a Toyota or a Kia or something like that, and it has like 30,000 miles on it, you don't have to worry about things breaking down, man. But if you're buying a $3,000 car, maybe you gotta worry about that thing. But it's easy to just take it to a mechanic and just get it checked out. Usually with those cars, they go up to like 200,000 miles easily. And if it makes it to like 100K already or 150,000 miles, and it's like a Toyota Corolla, chances are that car is going to 300,000 miles, man. And there will be like signs that your car is gonna break down on the highway. It just doesn't decide to blow up once you hit a certain, you know, odometer reading. Things slowly start to break and you'll see signals, man. So I don't think it's like, I've never broken down on the highway, man. I don't know many people who have. Keyboard does sound bubbly, yeah. Thanks. It is very bubbly. It has good compression and shift gear smoothie are good to go. That's how I feel, man. Same car I'm considering. What do you drive? I drive a Pontiac Vibe. And it has 260,000 kilometers on it. And I bought it. I bought it recently. This is my most recent car. You're lying? Why am I lying, man? They don't even make Pontiacs anymore. I didn't say it's brand new, man. I'm supposed to start my car channel. Hey, Toyota made this Pontiac Vibe. This Pontiac Vibe is basically a Toyota Matrix. It has a Toyota engine, Toyota chassis. Everything is Toyota except the symbol on the hood is a Pontiac, and that's like pretty much it. So, and a Toyota Matrix is a Toyota Corolla wagon, pretty much. That's the car I got, man. My car before this was a Mitsubishi Galant. My car before that was a, what did I have before that? Galant. Toyota Corolla. Corolla? Did the bee from last stream die? The bee moved. I think it just passed out from exhaustion and then it moved somewhere and died elsewhere. Levels of abstraction, what? Out of Corolla, it actually did break down on the highway. The muffler fell. What? Hey, but you could have known that muffler was going for a long time, man, because it ain't quiet if the muffler is like rusting up like that, man. Ex-Google engineer driving my vibe, man. Alright, there's 2 types of Google engineers, man, maybe 3 types. The first type drives a Tesla. The second type drives like a Toyota Corolla. And I guess the third type doesn't even know how to drive. Wait, I meant for Corolla Matrix vibe. I see. Yeah. Anyways, back to my car history though. Before my Mitsubishi Galant, I have a 2009 Pontiac vibe. Before that was a 2009 Mitsubishi Galant. Before that, 2004 Corolla? No, 2001 Toyota Corolla. Like the guy who owns IKEA? What you mean? What you talking about, Icy Black Deep? Alright, before my 2001 Corolla, I had... Man, I can't remember. 1997 Acura Vigor, maybe? That broke down on me, actually. I had an MR2 at one point, like a 91 MR2 or something. I had a couple of Honda Civics. I had like 2 Civics. Best car you owned was the MR2? Yeah, no, MR2 was sick, but it was a little beat up. Yeah. Anyways, according to a 2006 interview, Camprad was then driving a 1993 Volvo 240, flew economy class, and encouraged IKEA employees to use both sides of a page when writing or printing. He reportedly recycled tea bags and was known to keep the salt and pepper packets in restaurants. I guess I do similar things to this guy, man. You should see my sauce collection, my sauce packet collection. Well, it's in the garbage now, but before I moved here, I had a nice packet collection that I'd never used, but all the little ketchups and Polynesian sauces or whatever from Chick-fil-A or, you know, them type of places, they all go in that jar to never be used again. And anyway, the MR2 is probably one of the sickest cars out there, man. I used to be into cars, and then now I'm not at all. The Onkar somebody, what's happened? Welcome from India. Alright. Can't throw it out, never. Yeah, as soon as I throw out the sauces, I need that ketchup, man, or I need that sweet and sour sauce. M colors, what's happened? All right, let's try and do this problem. I can do this Q2 because it's only 100 numbers and K is only up to 100, So I feel like I can just guess. Hundred times 100. Yeah, it will be all right, man. So I'm gonna call this Z because it could be both X and Y. Actually, should I hit them with the triple? I'm just gonna hit them with the triple, man. So I'll say if X is equal to Y, we should skip this because they need to be distinct integers. What if I buy this? What is this? Oh, he sent me a link. You gotta send it in chat here, man. Alright. So we're saying if X and Y is equal, we continue, we skip it. And now through here, we're going to count how many moves to get to that X or Y. So maybe I'll keep this. So I'm saying if this is even, do something. If it's odd, do something else. So we gotta see how many moves it would take. Oh, we can increase or decrease. So that means we can potentially increase a number to get it to whatever X or Y value we're targeting. So we gotta see which one gets there easier. So it's either going to be it's like how much to K, right? It's like K minus, what is this we're looking at? Mods I. So K minus mods I is how much to get it to 0, and then we gotta add our target of X, I suppose. So that's if we increased. If we decreased, then it would be I don't know what it would be, man. X minus mods I, or mods I minus X. But then if it's something like that, man, I can't focus straight because I gotta answer Steven Sagiball about his car. What the heck is that, man? That's a sloth? What? I didn't know sloths look like that, man. I thought their face was a little different. Alright, $20,000. 37,000 miles. Go for it, man. Sold. Why is it so much bigger than mine? Yeah. I love this color. God's man, how am I say that? Chilaquiles? What's happened? Why do you have 4,000 Discord notifications? Do I? How'd you know that? Oh shit. Do I? Yeah. If you guys want to reach me, you know, send me a message on Discord and I'll get back to you. I don't check any of those Discords, man. Just remember to check the trunk for dead bodies? What are you talking about, man? Somebody bought a car with a dead body in the trunk? Alright. I'm not too sure about this calculation, man. I should probably make a function for that, man. So we have the mod, we have the target, and like we need to find which way it's easiest to get to that mod. Should I buy this car? What are you guys looking at, man? Man, is that how much these cars go for? $5 million? I ain't rich enough to buy that, man. But if you can buy it, I don't see why you wouldn't. You see Pat's new car? I did not see Pat's new car, man. You wanna see my car? Hey, I don't even know if I have a picture of my car. Alright, so this would be like the mod. K is already there, and our target is that, man, is that how you calculate it? What if our mod, alright, what if K, hold on. Wait, what are y'all talking about, man? It's 4-wheel drive? Don't I need all-wheel drive? I don't think you need it, man. Where are you going? Are you going off-roading or something? I guess it snows up there, but maybe not that much. I suppose all-wheel drive is superior, right? But it's not like you need it, man. Even if you go in the mountains, I'm pretty certain you're not doing anything crazy. You're just gonna be driving on the highway. Or you're trying to go off-roading, man. My friend's cabin is on dirt roads. Alright, sounds like you need all-wheel drive then. Alright, how are we gonna solve this problem, man? That's what we need to figure out. So it's like, if we're increasing, you gotta go to how much that is, plus that. If we're decreasing, then we just gotta decrease it. But it could wrap around. Like, if K is something, target is, I don't know, 98, and our mod is 1, then it would be 1 plus, I don't know how to do this part nicely, man. I'm gonna do some bootleg stuff. So if the target is less than our mod, I'm gonna just do, this is like elementary math stuff probably. So if the target is less than our mod, I'm just gonna subtract it, man. Otherwise, it's going to be, that. I don't know 100% sure about this logic, but it seems kind of okay for now. Anyways, so for even indices, target and mod. What's our target? Our target is X, and our mod is mod's I. Target is Y. I guess we just... do we just add? And then after we're finished there, we check if it's less than the best, because we want minimum moves. I'll make this int max. Then we set our best X and our best Y. Wait, do we return? We don't even care about the best X and Y, man. We just care about best total. Not super sure. Q, welcome back. Had to grab something to eat. What'd you get? Oh, geez. My thing is wrong already. It's saying 3. Is it because it's off by 1? Encrustables? I got some of those. 0 and 1. Hold on. I'm struggling out here, man. 0 and 1. Alright. X is for even indices. So that's 0. Alright, that's 1 move. That's 1. Alright, that's 2. And then the next one is 1. Oh, that's another move right there. So 0 and 1 is not the best. They say the best is actually 1 and 2. Does it even try? Should try 1 and 2. Alright. I gotta do something else here. X, Y. Oh, the struggles are real. One and 2 is 3, but 1 and 2. All right, maybe my get distance is wrong. So let's see. 1. That's already 1. That's a -1, yeah. And then 2. This one is already 2. Oh. Wait, should I say if target equal mod? Is it doing some crazy stuff like that? No. $21,000 for one with 65,000 miles, but I can spend 30K and get one with no miles. Well, I mean, just because the one for 30,000 with no miles doesn't mean that the 21,000 with 65,000 miles is a great buy. You still gotta find a good buy as well. You can't just, not just every used car is a good buy. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm buying my car, like when I bought my Pontiac Vibe, there are people who wanted $11,000 for their Pontiac Vibe, man. I'm not gonna pay them $11,000 for that. But again, there's people who only want like $2,000. Zeke, what's happened? Welcome. Alright, what the heck am I trying to do here? And why is it not working? So, should I put some C outs because I can't spot my bug? Mod's eyes even, and this is odd. X, Y. First, let me think. There should be one. My mods array should be 1, 1, 2, 2. So I'm looking, and I should get 1 and 2. But so my get distance. The first thing is the target is 1 and our mod is 1, so that should return 0. Next, target is 1, but the mod is 2, so 3 minus 2 is 1. I can't be bothered, man. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna check so target mod brain ain't focusing on normal, working on your game. That's fancy. Are you vibe coding your game? Here's 1, 2. So the target is 1, the mod is 2. Increasing is 2, decreasing is 1. No, you hate vibe coders. Back in my day, there are no clankers. Interesting. Well, it's 2026, man. These clankers are here to stay, it seems. What am I trying to do, man? I'm trying to find a bug, but I'm not fully focused. All right, let me figure out some things here. I don't like my C outs. We got to do this with our good old crusted brains. If the target is the mod, we're good. If we're trying to increase, then there must be like an off by 1 here. 1, 2, 2. If we're descending, then the mod minus the target, that's how much we have to decrease by. Or increase it. We have to decrease. Oh, I think the off by one is like right here, because this gets to 0. Should I be like k minus 1 minus target? I don't know. Is that the answer? 2 and 1. Is that right? Did I fix it? I don't know. I'm not very confident in my solution, but I'm send it anyways. Come on. High potential. What's poppin'? Back in my day, we wrote with a feather and ink. Back in your day, huh? Vibe coding is like driving a automatic, and coding is like driving a manual. Vibe coding is more like autopilot. Yeah, I guess. But you know that I don't even know if they make manual cars anymore, man. I don't even think anybody knows how to drive a manual these days. I know how to do it. I don't think many people do though. And even in Formula 1, man, they're not shifting a stick shift, man. They're pressing a button to shift gears. In the pinnacle of motorsports, they don't drive manual cars. Anyways. I remember we saw Simon's chat with physics talk. Yeah. I might use AI to say, how could I make this adjust to plan out, not to vibe code, since I might don't know where to start. Yeah, I see. What are you talking about? Simon, are you one of those freaks that do LeetCode for fun? Or are you about to job search? I'm one of those freaks, man. I'm like extremely for fun activities here. We've created the ultimate chat room. What you talking about, man? I learned how to drive a stick drift at first. We never owned a manual to learn on. Yeah, when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to drive unless it was on a manual car. The translucent potato, thank you very much for the follow. I know how to, but I won't do it. We have the wonder that is CVT. What is that? CVT. That like Tiptronic stuff? I don't even know car lingo anymore, man. I mean, if you vibe code the AI that vibe codes and builds your own weights, isn't that like rebuilding your manual transition? Code for fun? I just started coding since 4th grade, dang. 4th grade? What was I doing in 4th grade, man? I don't even remember 4th grade. So long ago. Drugs? Hey, I was probably sniffing glue. Oh, I remember. In 4th grade, yeah, I used to like sniffing glue. Or markers. Or gasoline. Anytime I went to the gas station, I'm like, oh yeah, that's that good gas. I don't do that anymore. Now we have high potential here. The chat room has accelerated into Leet status. It's like picking glue off my hand. Yeah, I used to do that too. I used to put the whole glue on my hand and then peel a whole, like, you do layers and then you peel the whole thing off, man. I was playing with electronic Legos and putting together old PCs in 4th grade. Also reading Goosebumps. Yeah, I wasn't doing any of those things. I was hunting lizards and playing whatever game was out. Man, how old are people in 4th grade? Like 8? I don't know. 23? Or they all have erasers that are Coca-Cola. What? Now they have people want to eat erasers? I learned Lua at first. Now I know 6 languages. Dang, Lua's been out since 4th grade? I don't even know what Lua... I mean, I know a little bit, but I don't really know Lua like that. What kind of mechanical engineer are you that you don't know how cool a continuously variable transmission is? Man, I'm a... When did these come out, man? Because I'm not a mechanical engineer anymore. What year? 18. What? No. Who knows anything? I don't know anything about cars, that's for sure. Just a little bit. 9 or 10 in Australia, 4th grade. Should we start a gang? What would we do? Alright, I gotta figure out this problem, man. So the answer is 1 move, but I'm saying 0. It's k equal 4. Let's just use this test case, and then k is 4. So how come I'm guessing 1? Is it because I divide by 4? It's perfect. And then this one, I don't know. Should I just see out and see what happens here? I'm gonna do terrible in this virtual contest. Come on. I'm too hungry today to think about algorithms intensively. Look at that, man. I got a 0 right there. How come it didn't register, man? Ah, I see. I don't even need this part, man. I can just... Because I thought we needed the actual things. And I guess I'm gonna say yes. So now that should be 0. Alright, should I submit again? Come on. Oh wait, it's not supposed to be 0. I'm talking so much junk, I keep forgetting what I'm doing, man. Wait, I'm pretty young still though, but my first car is still a hand-me-down stick shift. Also, I use Linux. What are you doing, Zeke? Are you what are you doing out here, man? I don't know if you're serious out here, man. CVT transmissions have variator and weights. N the force, spin the weights out, the belt moves. Downside is belt wears out faster, but you don't have axles. Interesting. Panzer, thank you very much for the follow. I'm just hoping my next car is newer than my last one. You trying to buy a car soon, Q? At least you're coding, not vibing. Hey, I like to vibe. I vibe most of my time though. I like older cars more. The 2027 cars will literally have a kill switch using AI in the US. Yeah, I like older cars too, man. I like mechanical cars. Cars that are what's the saying? There's like fly-by-wire or whatever you call it, man, where there's a literal cable hooked up to your throttle body, and when you step on the gas, it opens the dang thing like a mechanical car. That's what I'm talking about. Not the electronic ones that you press the thing and then it senses that you press the gas, then it electronically opens the valves, you know. I don't like them type of things. Still enjoying my e-bike bumping. There are different ways a CVT can work, but it doesn't have fixed gearing ratios, so it can always be at the optimal power point. That's the opposite of fly-by-wire. Wait, fly-by-wire is the one that's electronic, but I don't know what you call the one that's fly-by a cable that's attached to your pedal to the throttle body, you know. Anyways, I just had 2 wrong submissions when I shouldn't have had any, really. So how am I saying how am I saying 03 is 0? You know, I probably have another off by one, like right here. So it's saying 3. All right, what's this? Mod 4. Oh, that's already 0. It's already a 0 there. So 0, 4 plus the target is 0. Oh yeah, this is wrong, because if the mod is 0, then I'm gonna try that. Anyways, I'm having some difficulties here with off by one somewhere, man. I don't know how to find it. I gotta lock in to find it, man. I got a Ford Falcon. I don't even know what that is. Good old mechanical flying cars. Orion PT, what's happening? Could have had flying cars if drones weren't regulated. Yeah, I guess we kind of do have flying cars, man. They're called airplanes, right? Or like something. Expected 1. So, all right, both of these are divisible by 0 or by 4. So this thing should come in at 0, 0. And if that's the case, why? Like, I want to know why 0 and 3. So 0 should always return 0. So something is wrong when my target is 3 and my mod is 0. So if the target is 3 and the mod is 0. Let me try and find this bug, man. So K is 4. 4. Well, this is a little wild. Plus targets. I see. So this is increasing. It's gonna be 3. Yeah, that looks good. And then decreasing now. So our target is greater than our mod. Oh, maybe this should not be like that, man. Maybe this is a problem in itself. Maybe I should actually do both. Wait, before I do that, I think I gotta just double check. So my target is 3. So I'm 0 plus 4 minus 1. That doesn't make sense. That's 3. So this should also be 0, man. I don't know where my bug is. I don't know if I want to do it either, but I think I should. I gotta focus, man. That is my problem right now. All right. Everything is a struggle for me right now. It's only 9 p.m. too, man. All right, here we go. What I say, target is 3, and the mod is 0, and I get 0. Three or 0. So increasing, they're both wrong. So increasing 3 looks right. Decreasing should just be 1. So 3 target. That's K minus target. I'm guessing everything now, man. I don't think that's right. I think gotta reset these test cases. All right, so something is funky with whatever I'm doing here. So something is funky with whatever I'm doing here. So sometimes this K minus 1 thing works, sometimes it doesn't. How long did it take you to be comfortable with DSA? Hey, Bruce, what's happening? Man, I'm still not super comfortable. Like days like today where I'm just struggling, they're quite common. But I'd say maybe after about a couple 100 hours of study, I'd estimate maybe after like from like 0, maybe after about 300 hours of studying, I started to get a little bit comfortable. I'm not sure how long it takes for other people. But I started studying data structures, algorithms with almost zero knowledge about anything. And like in the beginning, binary trees were difficult, or even like recursion, doing like basic DFS, I didn't know how to do that. Just like traversing a graph, I didn't even know how to do when I first started. But I'd say, yeah, after about 300 hours of studying, I was comfortable in most of those areas, at least at a basic level, you know. All right. These off by ones are driving me nuts right now, but this is a bug for sure. So if we're trying to decrement and our target is greater than our current mod, so in this case our target is 3, our k is 4, target is 3, mod is 0. So we have to decrement to get to 0 mod. And then from there, we decrement one time and it's k minus 1. Because it can't be k ever, since if it's like 0. So then, should I just put k minus target? But I had that before, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to skip this and come back. My brain ain't working right. So it gives the answer right here when I have k minus 1 minus target. But sometimes it's just k minus target. Anyways, tired of thinking about this for now. I'll come back and I'll hit that when I'm more fresh with my brain. Do you study through books or just by using LeetCode? I'd say 99% LeetCode, and like maybe I read like one chapter in a book. But I'm not really a book person. I find it really hard to focus on what a book is saying. Like I can't even finish a page, man. It's so difficult. All right, let's try this one, man. Look at this one, looks hard. Only 1,000 people got this. Q3, maximum path intersection sum in a grid. You're given an m by n integer matrix grid. 2 players move across the grid. Player 1 starts at the top left cell and can move only right or down. Their destination is the bottom right cell. Player 2 starts in the bottom left cell and can move only up or right. Their destination is the top right cell. Each player must choose a valid path from their respective starting cell to their destination. A cell is called shared if it belongs to both chosen paths. Return an integer denoting the maximum possible sum of values of all shared cells. I don't know. This one is tough too, man. Hey, no worries. I'm down to answer any questions out here, man. Alright, this is kind of like that cherry pickup or 2 cherry pickups or whatever. But we start in the top left and bottom left cells. So this one can only move down and right. This one can move up and right. And Need to figure out what is the maximum possible sum of values of all shared cells. So I guess wait, is there more? No. So it's like the most shared cells these paths can have is like one full row, right? So they're asking, is that what they're asking? Any questions? Most questions, I'd say. No, because look, right here, they have the shared cells, not even a row, it's a column. Alright, so I suppose they could have a column as well. Is this asking... Is this like cadenes or something on every row? Cadenes on every row, every column? That sounds a little crazy. Not many people got this one, so it must be something crazy, like crazier than that, man. Thousand by 1,000. Oh, LeetCode, what's happened? Still around, huh? Yeah, I mean, it must be a cadenes, man. Either cadenes of every row, the maximum cadene in any row, or any column. But is it just that? Should I try that? I can try. Alright, so for rows, how are we gonna do that? What's our numbers could be? Negative 100. Alright, so int min is good. Let's just say that, and then if alright, so those are the rows. And and then I'll do the columns. Kettle Bear, what's happening? Welcome. How do I do these columns, man? Row equals 0. No. Column equals 0. I'm just type in whatever I typed up there. Grid RC. I mean, I'm sure it must be more difficult than this because of how many people did not get this problem. So let's see what this is gonna tell us. Maybe it shows us overflow, man. Come on. All right. All right. So there is more to it. This is the more part now. So so this is like all right, we can't. All right, this one is saying 4 because 4 is the maximum subarray for cadenes. But it's impossible to just get this 4 by itself since we're going to have to go up there and then now there's no path where that's just like the only one. So we have to decide to take some of these or some of those, but I'm not sure how to go about this now, man. I see why so little people got this one. This part is annoying. Yeah, I don't know what to do. There's a lot of cells too, man. It's not like Mickey Mouse stuff. So this one goes straight up and straight right. So is it possible? Yeah, it's possible to have no shared cells. Can we do that? If this went straight down and right, no, it's at some point they have to cross. Golden Land, what's poppin'? Do you miss the days of Google coding contests? Sure. Even though I only participated in like 1 or 2. But yeah, I miss those days, man. I think it's a bit sad that they don't have those contests anymore. This one is tricky. I don't even have any good ideas. Like the other problems that I struggle with today, I feel like I know how to solve them. I just struggle with implementation. But this one, I don't know how to solve it. Like I don't even know what to implement, you know? That one or two is what got you the interviews, right? Yeah, for sure. ABC KRN 22, what's happened? I just started learning Java a month ago and this looks crazy. Yeah, I think I think it will look crazy if you're just a month into learning how to program. Right now I'm doing a LeetCode, an old contest from a few months ago or a few weeks ago. And this one is a question 3 out of 4 questions. And this question 3 is particularly hard. Usually a question 3 will have like 5,000 people that got it right. But this one, only 1,000 people were able to solve this question 3 out of like 35 or 40,000 people. So you're already like in the top single digit percentages in a contest if you're able to solve this question right here. Do you struggle with procrastination? I think everybody does. For sure I do, but I think as I get older, the less I struggle with it. Kinda. For some things. But it's still a struggle, man. 100%. All right, so what I'm seeing is, I guess any row could be the full. Oh, it can't just be Cadenes, man. It has to be like. Oh yeah, the rows can be Cadenes, but not really. I gotta think about it a little bit more. Q2. Yeah, let me see. Let me see where I was messing up. All right, so you did the. Yes. Yes. Okay. So if it's an odd, you just take the diff like that. Wait, why? What was it? I was like, something was broken in my brain where I couldn't figure out the best way to calculate the diffs. The absolute value. Man, why did I think of that? Should I just modify my thing real quick to see if it will work? Jesus. Jesus Christ, man. So maybe this one is wrong too. But wait, then it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't really matter increasing or decreasing, right? Because they're just gonna be the same shit. Oh, is my time up? Wait. Alright, I probably got some other bugs. K minus diff is if you go the other way. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying like return The minimum of those. Man, that's so silly. I couldn't get that part straight. I mean, maybe I could have in the right circumstance, like with the right focus and stuff. Well, this was a little tricky for me. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Diego, what's happened? Welcome to the party. How you doing these days, man? Hey, I remember you from like way back. One of my first from, the first year I started streaming. I remember you're there. And I didn't know how the hell I was supposed to say your name. And you told me to just call you Diego. That was 5 years ago, man. Inza Dervim, what's happened? I know I haven't seen you or been by in a bit, but I just want to say it's so great to see you streaming again. Hey, thank you very much. Invader Zim. Hey, Invader Vim. I see. Yeah, you know, everything's good. I would like to stream for as long as I can. Even, like my stream to me is it helps me to do things that I don't want to do sometimes. And I think it's fun. Like LeetCode is only fun on stream. I don't have a good time doing LeetCode offline. And I think doing LeetCode is probably beneficial for my brain. So that's why I keep doing it. Hoping to follow in your footsteps eventually. You mean like to stream? Just go for it. When I started streaming, I wasn't planning on like doing this long term or anything. It was just like a one-off thing. I was like, I'm only gonna stream just to practice for my interviews. But then I found it was such like a positive impact on my life that I decided I shouldn't go too long without streaming. Like I should try and do this consistently throughout my life. In the streaming as well as more professionally speaking, I see. Once I'm a bit more organized, just have my tech set up and some stable income. Yeah, stable income is nice, man. Hey, Van Dan Shah, what's happening? I hate DSA with my life. I don't think many people. Well, there are a lot of people who enjoy DSA, but I say more people dislike DSA stuff than like it. So you're not abnormal for not liking DSA. When you going to start vibe coding streams back up again, hey, I'm not sure, but it's gonna be I don't know. I would like to do more vibe coding on stream. I just don't think it's good for me to do it every day. So maybe we'll create some schedule where I'm doing it like a couple times a week. I like to do Type Blazor on stream, like vibe coding that stuff, and maybe my other project, Algo Blazor. But right now, everything I'm doing is like just offline because I don't want to say I can focus more because that's not the only reason why I do it off stream. But I have more freedom to do whatever I want while I'm vibe coding. Especially these days, you just give it one prompt and then it works for like 30, 40 minutes by itself, sometimes a couple hours. Sometimes I just give it a prompt or, 2 sessions or something and they're both working. And then I go play a video game or go eat dinner or go cook food or clean the house or something. But if I'm streaming my vibe coding and I have like 2 agents or 3 agents working on something for a long time, I feel like I can't just get up and do whatever I want. I have to sit there and entertain chat. You know what I'm saying? Which is takes some toll on me. So I need to find a good balance for vibe coding. Maybe I can like vibe and LeetCode at the same time or something. Wait, I do think it can be a valuable resource or a valuable source of discipline as well. 1 to 2 times per week. Yeah, I used to do it every day, but it's not sustainable, man. It becomes a bit more enjoyable the more you learn. Yes, I have a lot more fun with LeetCode in 2026 than I did in my beginning years, or when I didn't know any of the algorithms, or when I had struggled implementing algorithms. Maybe I knew them, but it wasn't as easy to implement. If you can practice your algorithms where it becomes almost trivial to implement a standard algorithm, I think that's when it becomes fun, because you no longer use your brain power to think about how to implement the algorithm. You're using your brain power to figure out how to solve the puzzle, and then the coding is just like whatever, you know. But when you spend most of your brain power on trying to get the implementation right or the code right, I think it's you're spinning up too many CPU cycles up there, and it's not very comfortable to think that hard, and it's not enjoyable that way. So yeah, I think it does become more fun the more you know. Blaise Pascal, yeah. Still in New York City? I am not. I just left New York last year, end of last year. Wait, it's a bit more constrained on stream. Yeah, on stream, it's like a double-edged sword, man. Maybe you're a bit more distracted by chat, but you also get people like LeetWhale coming and dropping crazy knowledge onto you. Or there's a few people like LeetWhale, and they'll guide you and teach you a lot, man. So I think overall, I think for me, streaming my LeetCode is better than not streaming it with how much I get done. I thought the Pomodoros works really well. Yeah, Pomodoros are good, but I still have to like. All right, so the problem with Pomodoros when I'm vibe coding is same thing. If I hit 2 agents up and they're both doing crazy work and they're doing a great job, I don't even have to tell them anything. It's like, what am I really doing in my Pomodoro? I have to like pretend I'm working or something. I'm really just waiting on this thing to finish. I guess you could try and like multitask, but sometimes multitasking is tough. I won't go on this rant right now, but you just went on it. But let me read it. Pomodoro is BS. It trains your brain to lose focus, and it's often done in temporal cycles that break the very peak of your focus momentum. If you want to practice maintaining focus, just maintain focus. Don't practice breaking focus every hour or whatever. It's whatever. Antithetical, seems more performative and make you feel you're being productive rather than make you more productive. No, I'm not in New York. You won't be able to afford multiple agents soon. Yeah, that's why I've toned down from like 6 ones to just like running maybe 2 or 3 parallel agents now, man. Yeah, I think maybe the science is there to say all this, but I've found myself to accomplish a lot when I'm doing Pomodoros. But I can't do them often, you know. Sometimes I don't care. Like, if I'm doing a Pomodoro by myself and I see the clock there and it's counting down and I'm there all by myself. I'm like, I don't care what that clock says. I'm gonna go to the fridge and I'm gonna go grab some snacks. And then I go to the fridge, and then I get to the fridge and I find my snacks, and then I just don't go back to work because I forget what I was doing. But anyways, all brains are brains. If you want to reinforce the path that breaks your focus. Anyways, I don't know if all brains are the same, what you're saying. But I'm no scientist or nothing, man. You got a PhD. Science is totally against it. Research shows no benefit. I think it's more a placeable type thing. If you do something that has the allure of productivity, then you feel more productive. Anyways, I think it works for a lot of people. Maybe the science isn't there, but it definitely has impact on how people focus. It works for me for a bit, but it only works when I'm doing it on stream. You know, like I think the Pomodoro plus the camera together makes a good combination. Makes it feel like I'm actually in a match, or this is a real game, you know, this is the championship, and you can't just quit in the championship round, you know. You gotta give it your all. So I think that's why it works for me. Anyways, what were we doing? We're figuring out that Q3 is too hard for me. So is Q4 probably, based on how many people got accepted. Not a great LeetCoding day for me so far, but maybe with one more contest, it won't be so bad. I'll do one more virtual. Camera definitely helps. Feel like you're being watched and judged. Yeah, that's what pushes me further, I guess. When I know I'm under the microscope, that's when I'll like start working. When the manager is watching, maybe I'll start working hard, you know. Anyways. 183. All right, 502 is the next one that I have to do. All right, hopefully this one goes better than the last one. Here we go. Are we ready? I'm ready. Check adjacent digit differences. Hey, I swear I did this one, man. You're given a string S consisting of digits. Turn true if the absolute difference between every pair of adjacent digits is at most 2. Otherwise, return false. Oh, it's strings. Very nice. So, I guess I'll just go through each pair. And I guess we can start at index I equal 1. So I'll say the diff is and it's diff if it's greater than 2. All right, easy. Q1. We should get true, false. All right, true, false. Easy Q1. Q2. Well, What are you talking about, man? Based. I feel like anything that you want to get better at, you practice doing it. So practicing falling off a bike is not a good way to learn to ride a bike. Anyways, yeah, we're done. We're done, man. You make me want to do a little leet, do leet a little, and feel like I could benefit from better understanding of algos. I don't hate yourself enough for it. Hey, high potential. Did you study CS? Or are you like a math major or something? I don't know. Alright, count kth roots in a range. You're given 3 integers, L, R, and K. An integer y is said to be a perfect kth power if there exists an integer x such that y equal x to the k. Return the number of integers y in the range LR inclusive that are perfect kth powers. I don't know these math stuff, man. So LR is up to 1 billion. Wait, what are they talking about, man? By trade education, I'm an engineer and planetary scientist, mostly remote sensing. My job lately has been making a new ML models. What? I don't even know where to begin with that. Lots of cool new ways to use nascent AI for remote sensing, but government can't afford real ML engineers. Plus, I have a lot of domain expertise, so I know what problems need to be solved by ML. I don't know anything about ML stuff, man. Alright. So the range is Maniraj. What's happened? Can you tell me a guide to learn DSA? I think there's tons of guys out there. I think you can just pick anyone. They're all the same. I think the only way to really learn DSA is to put a lot of time in. Put hundreds of hours in. Norwegian Oiler, what's poppin'? I have a list of topics that I think are important on my website. But it's not a guide. It's just like topics that are common. And but the thing is, you just gotta practice, man. Or you gotta read theory a lot or something. My dissertation was a large mix of things, but the capstone was developing a UNet vision transformer cycle consistent GAN for spectral domain translation. I don't know what that means, man. I could definitely benefit from being better at CS, but I supplement that lack of expertise with heavy LLM usage. Yeah. I think learning like data structures and algorithms has definitely taken my skills to the next level. Before I learned this stuff, I guess you could say I was a programmer. I wrote a lot of software, but I didn't really know CS, or I didn't really know like how things worked under the hood or anything like that, man. But just sitting down and studying this stuff and learning it like at an intermediate level, I think it changes a lot of things for me, like the way I used to look at problems and how I tackle problems and how I think about, what's acceptable for like performance and what's not, you know. I feel like Leet would just make me a better generalized problem solver, not really specifically CS, but just generalized thinking through logical algo related issues. Yeah, at the end of the day, the data structures and algorithms, it's really just a bunch of tools or whatever special moves that you can do, and the LeetCode is just a puzzle, and you use these tools to solve this puzzle. So it's just general. To me, I think it's kind of, once you learn the algorithms, data structures, whatever, it's kind of just general problem solving. All right, let me try and understand what this problem is asking. So perfect kth powers. So I just brute force or something like. Let me see what these constraints are. So 1 billion. What's 1 billion squared? Should I just like square root plus 1? So wait, what am I looking at? X to the K. All right, let me think. I don't know if we have to go up to square root R here, but maybe. So is K 0 powers count? No. K. I don't know how I'm doing this, man. This is kind of brute forcey. So maybe I should name this X. So X to the K to the power. I don't know about this problem, man. Elko Kin, what's happened? Thank you very much for the follow. 104. What am I doing here, man? So I'm saying so 1. Oh, I guess 1 doesn't count. Does it? Because 1 to anything will be in there. Wait, what does it say? Because one to anything is in that range, right? So maybe I should start at 2. Maybe they don't like 1. I've been thinking of a project idea that uses wave radar sensors to build a real-time spatial occupancy and tracking system. What is a wave, man? And what am I doing today? I feel like I'm struggling out here. Struggling today, man. Let me think. Oh, I see. Y equal x to the k. Number of y integers in the range perfect kth powers. So 1 8. Oh, I think I misread this whole thing. Like, it's not just any power. My brain ain't working today, I swear. It's to the kth power. It's not just any old power, man. So I'm gonna have to say, what am I saying, man? This is kind of bootleg, but I think it'll be all right. Two and 3. I'm gonna send it, man. Ugh. Wait, let me see what y'all saying. What are you saying? Radio waves. Working on some crazy stuff, Q. So say the answer is 4. Because 19, 20, 21, 22 to the 0th or to the first power, right? So I'm wondering if this should just be up to R, but then a billion is too much. Is this an edge case? I don't know. So if k equal 1, today's real LeetCode struggle day, man. How many wrong answers am I gonna give them? 0 to 26 and k is equal to 2. Is it because I should start at 0 here? Or what? Wait. From 0? Yeah, maybe. Should I send that now? Jesus, 2 wrong submissions to get that question. Let me see. Oh, lots of wrong submissions there. Sneaky. All right, Q3. Largest local values in a matrix, part 2. You're given an n by m integer matrix containing non-negative integers. A non-zero cell checks the cells near it as follows. Let x be that. Consider every cell within x rows and x columns of that cell. Ignore cells that are outside of the matrix. Ignore cells where both the row distance and column distance are exactly x. The cell row column is a local maximum if it is non-zero and no considered cell has a value larger than x. Return an integer denoting the number of local maximums in the matrix. Jeez. X rows. How many rows? Did it tell me? Oh, that's X. So, all right, that's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only this one is a local maximum. So there's 200 by 200. And the numbers are up to 200. How do I know which ones are local mins or maxes, man? Do I have to... every cell within that many. So first, maybe I check every non-zero cell to see if there's something bigger than it out there. But I don't know if it's gonna be fast enough, man. CSCCS, what's happened? Are you working professional, bro? Where are you working, bro? I don't have a job, bro. I'm just a bum, really. All right. I used to work, but now I don't. I'm just doing LeetCode for fun. All right, let's look at example 2 real quick. So this one is saying every cell within 1 row and 1 column. Ignore cells where both the row and distance are exact. Okay, so ignore that one. I see. I see. LeetCode for fun? Why did that trigger so many people, man? Doing LeetCode for fun? All right, I'm having a hard time trying to figure out. Oh shit. If 200. 8 million. Can I do? No, I don't think it will pass. I think I have to figure out a way to efficiently check the radius without brute forcing and checking every single cell. But I don't know how to do that. I don't know. I don't have any great ideas in my head right now. Except, so like if I landed on this non-zero, this 2, to check if it's local max without like checking every cell, you know? I don't know. Alright, let me try to just code up the brute force and then we'll see what happens after that. So we'll iterate through every cell. And then if that cell is greater than 0, then it could potentially be a local max. But we gotta check. So make a function where I guess we get so we start, so this size is 2, so that means we start I'm gonna skip those corners. Oh, this is row minus 2. Oh, this is size, not 2. Row minus size. It's a little confusing. Hold on. I gotta skip these corners, but I don't know how to do that nicely. Man, I know this is gonna be too slow though. So it's like, I don't even really want to finish coding it, man. But I can't think of much else. Maybe, maybe I can start with the largest numbers and like turn off other like if I start at the largest numbers and I check the surrounding areas, and while I'm checking those, if I see a smaller number and that smaller number is close enough to that large number, then maybe I can like cancel out that smaller number or something. That's the only thing I can think of, but I don't know if I can implement that right now. Anyways, I think this one's too hard for me right now, and I don't know if my brain can handle anymore today. But the LeetCode contest starts in 24 minutes. Why do you betray the US for Canada? Man, I don't betray anybody. But I am a citizen of multiple countries, so I can just live wherever I feel like to, really. Is it better over there? Depends in what way. I have a lot of family here, and I think it's a little bit cheaper here than in New York. I think the schools are good here too. The food. Food's alright. I guess the food depends on where you live. In my area, it's a lot of Chinese food, man, and not much else, But generally, it's like the same thing, except one thing that I don't like. There's no Raising Cane's, man. How can there be no Raising Cane's in Canada? That's nuts. I've never been to Cane's. Yeah, Cane's is good. A lot of people say it's not worth it, it's overhyped, whatever. But whoever says that, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Sir Lord Good, one of those people. Cane's is easily the best nationally available chicken tender for a reasonable price. There is no other chicken tender that you can get nationwide that tastes as good as a Cane's tender, man. Where else are you gonna go? Nowhere has one that's that good. Popeyes doesn't even come close, man. Popeyes is like in another league below. Cane's tastes soggy? No way. Oh, I know why you think that. Do you order it on DoorDash and it's far away? That's the only way it can be soggy. Izzy, what's happening? Are you in Vancouver? I'm near Toronto, not in Vancouver. Sam got me addicted to Wingstop and then stopped eating it. Hey, my doctor told me I can't be eating wings like that every single day, man. But Wingstop is good at the right location. I think Wingstop variance is pretty high. Like some Wingstop's fries and wings are really good. Some of them are real trash. The closest Raising Cane's is a bit over 20 miles from me. Hey, does your scooter go that far? Always pick it up in the store, never delivered. Alright, but you said picked it up, man. You're supposed to eat that immediately in the store. If you pick it up in the store and drive it home and then eat it, you might as well get it delivered. It's like the same thing. But if you do pick it up, what you need to do is open that box. You can't let those tenders stay in that styrofoam box and get all wet and soggy, man. You gotta open it, you gotta let them breathe. Have a favorite programming language? Yes, I'd say it's C++. And why? Because I think when you used to tell somebody that you know C++, you get a little bit of aura around it, you know. People think you're cracked if you say, like, you know, C++. At least this is what I used to think, man. So that's why I like it, because you can feel cool. But I think these days nobody cares about C++ or anything. But yeah, I wanted to learn C++ because I wanted to work on, I guess you can say, distributed systems, high performance, global scale systems. And I think most of those programs or whatever, they use C++ because of the performance. That's the restaurant's fault. Their tenants aren't built to last. Man, I don't know. Izzy, thank you very much for the follow. But Sir Lord Good, you gotta try fresh canes. I don't think I've ever had a soggy Raising Cane's tender in my life. Planetary Industry has a bunch of obscure and annoying languages, like bunch of languages I never heard. And we still use punch card era Fortran code for something since it hasn't been updated by a grad student yet. Interesting. Who's your favorite mod? The one and only Q Ultimus. Been my mod for 5 years now. I don't think Q has had to ban anybody in those 5 years, man. I think it's just been chill. It's more like a honorary position for Q. Any opinions on AI? Yeah, it's advancing really fast, and I think it's over, man. At least coding. I think I've seen enough where it feels like we don't need to code anymore. But that's my opinion. I banned you before? No, man, that's crazy. Banned a few people? Dang. Did you? Maybe like one person. Anyways, LeetCode contest in 17 minutes. I used to really believe that taking the LeetCode contest was the best way to, like, get yourself ready for an interview. I'm not sure if I believe that anymore, but I think it's a decent way. I think something that the LeetCode contest is good for, it simulates that pressure that you need to really lock in. You know, sometimes it's difficult to focus at a level when nothing is on the line. But during the contest, there's at least a little something on the line. Maybe it's not like $200,000 job or anything, but your contest rating is on the line. So I think it makes you try more than you would in like practice or something. So you can get a true feel of what you're capable of. It's Jover? Yeah. I don't know if it's over, but I think some things might be. Most for racists? Yeah, for sure. Those people, get them out of here, man. People who don't like my hair, insta ban. My mom doesn't like my hair. Should I ban her? My mom says I gotta get my hair cut. Should I listen to her, man? I'm almost 40 years old. Listen to my mom about my haircut. I would only ban people who it was very, very obvious that what they're doing is wrong. Yeah, I tend to also not ban people for, like, small things. Until I hear that the majority of companies are no longer doing live coding interviews, I'm going to keep coding. Yeah, well, I think everyone pretty much either does some type of vibe coding round, some type of AI vibe coding round, maybe some traditional coding or debugging, and maybe like some algorithms. Those seem to be like what I've been hearing out there, and system design, of course. But I guess you don't never coded in system design, anyways. AI rounds sounds so much easier than LeetCode. I don't know if they're easier, man, because the thing I liked about LeetCode is it's very well defined, and it has limited scope, right? But AI rounds, it feels like who knows what the hell they're gonna ask you, and who knows like how much AI you can use and how much you can't. But I guess the objective of an interview is to try to give your interviewer as much signal as possible that you are a good hire. So of course, if you're in an AI round and they give you like I don't know, center this div or whatever, implement this API, and then you just copy the prompts from their interviewer and you just give it to that Claude code. I don't think that gives any signal. So that's nonsense to do. But I don't know how I'd try to give signal during an AI round. You're only allowed 214 tokens. Yeah. Good prompting? Nah, I mean, good prompting only takes you so far. But I'm not sure what they're looking for, man. Maybe they're looking for you to like clarify the statement or the problem, tests, good testing, end-to-end tests, unit tests, end-to-end tests if they're needed or whatever. I guess what else would you do if the AI is gonna write everything else, man? I'm not sure. I interviewed for a CS focused position, which I was desperate for something, and they asked me to open a text file and hand code some shit. I think it was a function that makes a Fibonacci sequence, and I shit you not, I said, I'm sorry. I ain't gonna waste your time with this. I haven't been good at syntax ever, let alone when LLMs came out. Dang, Fibonacci. Interesting. So wait, you just walked out the interview? Requirements clarifying. Yeah, I think this is one of the biggest things in any interview, man, is clarifying your requirements, discussing edge cases, discussing what should happen in these cases, and like what you can expect the inputs. Just thinking about things to make it like a robust system or robust whatever you're making. I'm still gonna be helping that PI with their engineering stuff, so it was worth it, but embarrassing. Dang. I said I'm sorry, I won't waste your time doing this. Obviously I wasn't qualified for the position, but I met another person in the lab I'm interested in, and I'll likely help them. What? But even before LLMs, I never remembered syntax. I use Stack Overflow a lot. I remember syntax if I'm coding in that language, but otherwise not, I guess. You taking this one in celebration of 4,000th problem? Hey, BetSimp, what's happening? Nah, man. I think I've retired from LeetCode contests because, one, I don't think I'm good enough anymore to solve the problems that they ask. Especially like Q4 or Q3 seems to be really hard. So I feel if I take a contest, it's just gonna be a struggle fest. Two, I feel I guess all the LLM people make me feel very self-conscious about how badly I perform, because it's hard to know like who's not using AI and Maybe not everybody is outright writing solutions with AI, but maybe people are taking hints or something. And I feel like it's detrimental to my confidence anytime I get placed like 10,000th or something and I really tried. And then, I don't know. I think the contests just have not been fun anymore for me. They used to be fun because I like competing, but it's like if I'm gonna compete in like Counter-Strike, but there's a 25% chance that somebody on the opposing team is using an aimbot, that's not fun for me anymore, you know? Gonna be in top 30. Ken Lucky Soul. Are you that bumping? That's nice. Join the contest for the chat? No, I just did 2 virtuals and you saw how much I struggled. I think only reason I know C++ syntax is because I've been using the language for like ever. I still gotta look up syntax C++. Archification. What's happening? Hard things. Things are good. Ending my stream soon. LeetCode contest starts in less than 10 minutes. Cheaters. What? Wait, someone posted the other day on LeetCode Reddit to do something about the cheat. Hey, somebody posts after every single contest about how many people cheat. But I don't think it's a problem that can be solved that easily, man. I think it's just like contests are different now, man. They don't hit the same for me. It's basically impossible to catch the cheaters. Yeah. How to one detect cheating? I presume using LLMs doesn't seem very feasible. Yeah, it's not feasible to catch. You can easily go undetected, man. So the only way is if people went into a room with no internet except the LeetCode website or something, man, and you had to take it like a proctored contest. LeetCode contests are dead after LLMs. That's how I feel, Ken. I think I was trying to hang on for a little bit after the LLMs came out, but it became pretty clear to me that it's never going to be the same again. In-person LeetCode, yeah, I think that's like the only way. I don't remember exactly the question. It had a lot to do with handling time, but you would build against APIs that they own for the solution. What I thought made it impressive that they're using telemetry on their services. See how quickly you solved it. Wait, what? What are we talking about? Anyways, yeah, I'm a little bit sad about the LeetCode contests being different after LLMs, because I think I really enjoyed contest days before, man. And I think that the difficulty level of LeetCode was like right around the level it needed to be for my skill level, because I'm not trying to be a competitive programmer. I'm just like a casual programmer, you know, but I still like to compete in like bronze tier or something, man. Maybe I'm not diamond or platinum or whatever gold tier, top tier, best in the world, but just because you're not best in the world doesn't mean it can't be fun. You know, I'm not best in Hearthstone or any games I play, but I still have a lot of fun playing them online and competing. LeetCode contest is to get free swags. There's nothing to be learned at competitive programming level. Every time it's like you versus GPT-5, yeah. Even some of the top people are cheating. I'd say, yeah, I don't want to talk about all the cheaters on LeetCode too much, but Lots of people are doing it, man. So that's why I kind of just step back. But I think if I was better at algorithms, maybe the cheating wouldn't affect me as much. But I'm at the skill where, you know, solving the Q4 was like unlikely for me, but it's possible. And I used to rely a lot on my speed to complete Q1, Q2, Q3 to get like a decent rank. But I think after LLMs, it's like if you can't solve Q4, like you're gonna get destroyed out there. Am I doing the contest? No, not me, not today. I'm just here for like the party before the contest. And I don't know why. I guess because I used to do a lot of LeetCode contests. So I'd like stream up until the contest, and either I'd like switch my screen or do the contest offline and talk with everyone about the contest after. But these days I don't even do the LeetCode contest, man. So I don't even know why I stream on Saturdays before the contest anymore. LeetCode contests at this point are just for practicing new questions. One should not get concerned about their ranks. Because cheaters and LLMs just ruin the ranks and ratings. Yeah, I'd say that has happened to me. I try not to care about my ranks so much anymore. But, man, I'd say my rating started to like free fall in the last year or so. And I think mainly because of LLMs, and secondary is like I'm not practicing as much. This is why Chi-Chi doesn't really do it either. I can't speak for Chi-Chi, but I would imagine maybe it's similar reasons, or maybe he's just bored of it. But Chi-Chi is good enough where he can finish all 4 before most people start to cheat, you know? But maybe he's just a bit bored of the contest as well. People solve 4 questions in 2 minutes. Yeah. Kongi 12-inch dongy. Thank you very much for the follow. All right, everybody. I think it's time for me to go, and all of you people who want to take the LeetCode contest to go and take it. But I'll be back on Monday for more algorithms practice. While I don't do the contests live, I do the virtual contests in order to like just expose myself to new questions and practice new questions. So I'll be doing today's LeetCode contest on Monday. Monday night, I'll do the virtual contest to see how I would have done. But now I'm gonna go raid somebody. Maybe Howling. Howling is probably gonna do it. Yeah, Howling gonna do LeetCode contest, perhaps. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I gotta go chill. Ken Lucky Soul from YouTube. Have a good night. Good luck if you're taking the contest. If not, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Q Ultimus, High Potential. Have a good night. It's been a pleasure. Steven Saget Ball. Go buy that car, man. Stop thinking and just go buy it. Icy Black Deep. I'll see you next time, Monday. Sir Lord Good. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Archification. Adios. Kettle Bear. See you next time. Today was a struggle with LeetCode, but most days are, it seems. Shaka Bre. Adios, amigo. Nexus returns. See you later, alligator. Everybody else. Everybody from YouTube. My Hoon Alectus. Adios. Thank you very much for tuning in. Everyone on YouTube whose names I can't pronounce, have a good night. We're gonna go raid Howling on Twitch right now. Dang, 9-hour stream, that's crazy.